and salutations. This is Chaos Embrace 2.0. Oh, first of all, let's take a few moments to just breathe. I know, what a concept. Let's do it. Wait a minute, what's that? My best friend got shot? What? Okay, that is terrible, but let me take a minute. Let me take 1 minute to process before going into a fit of rage, a meltdown. If most of us did that, we would not be going through all the problems we're going. Now this video is mostly about Charlie Kirk. Now, we all know that nuance is rare. It's either full on to the left, full on to the right. My view is a little bit more nuanced, which is actually common among leftists, it seems. I am not sad that he's dead. No one should be killed over ideas, beliefs, etc. Parentheses, if only the Christian Crusaders had that mindset, but I digress. That's not the way, and I definitely wish that this had never happened. He should be alive. Now, his public persona was one of misogyny, racism, misinformation, and cruelty. Okay? I am against violence. Ergo, I am against the shooting. However, as a person, it's not somebody I'm going to be sad about. You see the nuance there? Another thing is this infatuation with this guy. For example, I vote Democrat, and I voted for Kamala, and I voted for Obama twice, etc. Voted for Biden. Now, if all of them were in one single spot, Obama, Biden, Kamala, and AOC, for example, which I like her. They were all in a single spot, and somebody detonated a bomb and killed them all. I would be a little bit bummed, but by the next day it would be like, it happened. But what I would be more interested in is finding out why this is happening and how can we stop it. But I wouldn't be mourning over them specifically. Honestly, I wouldn't. I don't know them. Now, did you, all these people going on and on and on and on about Charlie Kirk, did you meet him in person ever? Was he your friend? Friends and family, I understand, right? Being upset, being angry, being this, being that, perfect. But random people that, just see him online, why are you so upset? I don't get the outrage. Yes, be upset at the general idea of, why are people getting killed? That's certainly wrong and it needs to be looked at. But this one guy, oh my God, and it's, they're just so sad and so upset and so, I don't understand. I can't relate. I think that's weak. It's just fanaticism. I saw a few posts where people were saying, give me a like or give me a retweet or whatever if Charlie impacted your life. And I have to wonder how. How did he impact your life? If you've never met him in person, did he make you aware of the possibilities that you could become an even more bigoted, misogynistic, cruel shitbag? Is that, he opened your eyes to those possibilities? What do you mean exactly? It makes no sense. Now, I did, on the day of the event, I did post some memes on Twitter that make fun of his death. The chaos was already at a high pitch. So I got kind of swept up in this, and I did post a few memes that made fun of his death, and I have taken those down. I decided throwing gas to the fire is not the best option. I think he deserved tons of mockery in life, but he's been killed. He's got a family. For fuck's sake. A lot of people on the left are mocking him, and I disagree with that. I vote Democrat. That doesn't mean I agree. That doesn't mean I am full left and all in on all the extreme left stuff. I am not, and I disagree with people mocking his death. Believe it or not, he was not the greatest person publicly. He advocated against gun reform. And when he says we have to tolerate a certain number of gun deaths, that includes children. So in other words, he had no empathy, no sympathy either, no compassion for the death of children. He was racist as fuck. He spread a lot of misinformation. He was a misogynist. We've gone over that. I do wish that the people on the right, especially MAGA, I wish they would get just as upset and angry when children get slaughtered in their classrooms as they are about this one guy's death. I saw the video. That's the first thing I saw when I found out about his assassination. At that point, it was an attempt still, right? Where the bullet goes through his neck, and it's just a terrible sight to see. Again, which I disagree, never should have happened. But it did happen, so we have that. We have that to look at. Now imagine that happening to little kids in their classrooms tens of thousands of times over. When it comes to that, it's always thoughts and prayers, and we move on to the next thing and we don't do anything. And by all means, do not politicize it. When it's a school shooting, by all means, do not politicize it. But this one guy gets killed and we have to stop the world, and everybody's upset and everybody's in a rage. Everybody on the right mostly is in a rage. No reaction pretty much when it's thousands of children getting killed in their classrooms. That's MAGA. They only get upset when it happens to them or one of them. Other than that, they don't give a flying fuck. There is no empathy. And then we have our beloved president, instead of trying to get people together and try to cool it down, is the opposite. He's like, we're looking for retaliation, yada, yada, yada. This was the left. Before he was even know who it was. He said that days ago. So, nothing, absolutely nothing will improve unless we learn, at least most of us, learn to calm down and try to think rationally and ponder and evaluate every statement, every event that comes our way. Do not, by all means, do not go into a freaking meltdown immediately. Take a freaking breath, relax, and okay, let me look at this, what happened? Let me look at different sources. Do not jump to conclusions. But for as long as we remain in this culture of instant rage and instant, we know who did it, even though we don't. it's gonna just keep going downhill, downhill, downhill. It's gonna be a total collapse, and goodbye USA. We had a good run, okay? So what's it gonna be? Are we gonna keep on being just immediate explosion at the slightest thing we disagree with, without even looking at a secondary source and see, maybe this didn't happen, or maybe this didn't happen exactly as this one source is telling me? No, it's an immediate knee-jerk reaction, an immediate meltdown. Boom, I know it all. I already know all I need to know at this moment. I exhort you to chill. It's a circus. It's a circus, and who knows who's behind pulling the strings anyway to try to divide us. Try to take measured steps and time to formulate your opinions and your conclusions. That is all for today. Chaos Embrace bids you farewell, and hopefully a very relaxed rest of your life. Hallelujah. Oh shit.
Remember to like and subscribe.